Hello everyone, welcome to the new season of renovating Rose Villa with 4th generation renovation. So over the break I've been pretty busy and I've gotten some paint up. I've finished this, almost finished this first hallway section. So in this video I'm going to be showing you what I did to get all this done, and probably some other things will come up along the way if you know me. So let's get into it. So the first thing I've got to do, guys, is just go around and finish off doing all the flushing. So there was all sorts of little bits here. There were corners that I hadn't done. There were still joints in the sheets, and down beside either side of the arches there were little awkward bits. So I had to get in there with the little spatula and yeah, basically just go around and get it all ready to sand. So final coat and coat first and second coat some bits. So yeah, got all that done first, so we're ready to go with the next step. Alright guys, so I wanted to start this season off with a real bang, and I believe I've done that. So I've been busy over the last 3 weeks. Sorry I haven't put out a video, but I've been having a break in amongst doing some work, just getting in and doing some work, and really just having a break from YouTube. So I'm ready to get back into it, and yeah, I think you'll be pretty surprised with what I've done. So I'll turn the camera around and I'll walk you through. Alright, so firstly, I've painted. Only in this first section of the hallway, but check that out. And, you know, a lot of you will be surprised and go, what is this? This isn't the colour that he was suggesting earlier. So no, it's not. It's a colour I've been searching and searching for. I've got so many different sample pots and painted them on and just wasn't happy. So I've got this colour and I've painted it, and I'm really happy with it. So all the ceiling's done. So that's painted in Whisper White, which is a really nice creamy white, which is almost like antique white. So, and I've done the same with these arches. So that arch, the kitchen arch, and the niche arch here. So I couldn't help myself, and I've put that mirror back up just to get the full look. So on top of that, I've got all the architraves on the bedroom door, and I've wood grained most of it. You can see that, sorry about the bumps, you can see that just the surrounds I haven't finished yet, but all the internals and the architraves, that's all done. So I'll see if I can show you a bit of a close-up of the wood graining. It's come up so much nicer this time. So yeah, it looks a little bit patchy on camera, but in person it's not. So, and this has all been wood grained, but this here, you can't run the tool down it. All you can do is just brush it with the special tool that I've made up. So on top of that, I've also wood grained the picture rail. So, and that follows all the way around. So I like the way that meets into the arches, and then follows around. I think that's worked out beautifully. So yeah, I've been a busy boy. On top of that, I'll show you some more exciting stuff. Excuse the scaffold and the mess, but look at this flooring. So I've been working my way down, and you can see where it goes into the parlour, sorry, the dining room. I've haven't got these pushed back in yet, so just push that in. So you can see where the pattern just follows around that wall and goes in. So that's pretty cool. So, and I've got the edging all the way up to that little nib wall there. So I'm just about to start going in and finishing off that part. So while we're talking about that, so the flooring's going to come up, and where this lino is, I'm going to finish the parquet flooring there, and I'm going to tile this in like a black and white most likely, checker pattern in the kitchen, so I think that'll look pretty nice. So that's that. And then the wainscoting. So if you remember back, this is the design that I came up with. So I've continued with that, and obviously at the moment I've just got the framing up. So I've just got solid pieces in those corners because they were too small, and I've tried to make all the panels as equal a size as I can. So both these sides here are equal. So well, they're a few mil off, they're about 10 mil off, but that's okay. This side here, it was either going to be too big or too small for those 3 panels, and I opted for too big rather than too small, because it's got those, if we go back to the finished bit, it's got those little raised bits in the middle, so if it was too small that would be non-existent. So yeah, all in all, that's getting pretty exciting. I've opted to take the colour all the way up to the ceiling. Whether or not that's the right idea, maybe if you guys can let me know in the comments if you like it like this, or if you got any other suggestions. I was playing around with a lighter green up there, and also I thought about bringing the ceiling whisper white down to the picture rail, but yeah, I'm not sure. But I've finished most of this off. You see that light switch for the pantry still hanging there, so when I get back into the pantry I can take care of that. But I've finished most of this off pretty nice. So I've cut all the paint in pretty nice around all the mouldings, and yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'll take you down into the parlour. It's a bit of a mess, but it's my workshop at the moment. So standing in the entry here, yes, we still haven't taken down the Christmas tree. We'll get to that. But look at this junk everywhere. I've got my drop saw set up now, as you'll see in the time lapse, for cutting the flooring and also the beading for the wainscoting. But when that's all green, and this is all going to be green in here as well, so yeah, that's going to look pretty smart. And then what I'm thinking in the entry here is taking the wainscoting, turning it into full paneling, and paneling this whole area, and that'll really separate this entry from the parlour. So you know, you've got these little bits of wall here, this little bit here, you know, that'll all be wood panelled with different patterns. Obviously not, you'll have a handrail still going around at the normal height, and so that's an idea that I've been thinking about. So I'll just walk you through and you can have a look at how much of this flooring I've done, because yeah, it's kept me going for a few hours. I just love here how it goes into the dining room, which is our lounge room at the moment, but I like how it just follows around those walls there. So anyway, that's about all I can show you for now. So let me know in the comments what you think. So another job that I thought I'd do while I had the undercoat out was just undercoat this pocket door here. I did want to go around and do all 4 pocket doors both sides, but I didn't get quite that far. But I did get this one door done, and each little bit I do is a head in the right direction. So yeah, I'll go along. It's pretty cool to just, you know, I want to do some work, but I don't want to get dusty, or I don't want to do anything too hard because I've been at work all day. So I just get in and do a bit of painting, and yeah, relax. I can listen to some music or watch TV with Julie. So yeah, just a little shot here of doing a bit more of the flooring. So yeah, it's coming along really nice. There's a bit more coming up, but just threw this in because yeah, you can see it moving along. So got the architraves going on. So I went into work and just after Christmas, and I made up all of the architraves. So I had them here, and I was like, yep, cut them, put them on, and that's another thing I can tick off. So there, that's that job done. So back to the flooring. So yeah, filling in all these little spots, it's time consuming, but when you fill in all the little spots and you got no gaps, it really just makes it look really nice. So, and it's something you don't have to come back on and do later on. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I'm starting to put the colour on the ceiling now, and this colour is Whisper White. So I'm just going to go around. I didn't roll any of this because it was so small. I could only have rolled those two little sections either side of the rose, so I just brushed it all. So luckily with the scaffold I could reach that nicely. So the best job of all, not sanding the flushing down. Luckily I got the full bore sander with a good reach, and it's got a vacuum that you can hook up to it. So that just makes life easy and cuts down a lot of the dust. It's still pretty dusty, but yeah, it does a really good job. Just for anyone who wants to know, I used an 80 grit disc on that. That cut through really nicely, and the undercoat sealed up the scratches. So starting to undercoat and cutting in all the corners and all the little bits, all the arches. It took forever, but every little step is satisfying. So yeah, just went around and did all the cutting in. That probably took me 2 hours. I think it took me 7 hours all up to get it undercoated and the colour on. Luckily, because it's quite warm here, I was able to undercoat and straight into the top coat, so that was good. So I just rolled the kitchen wall just because I've been looking at that plasterboard for so long. I just wanted to tidy it up a bit. I wasn't worried about dripping white on the door and that, because that can easily be cleaned off with a sponge. So into undercoating the hallway now, and even just the undercoat makes a huge difference, and it is really satisfying. So I missed a little bit here, but yeah, cutting in the colour now. Now this colour I'll have to double check. It's I know it's Glass House something or other green, so it's a colour bond colour, I believe. So I'll double check that, and I can let anyone who wants to know, I can let you know that. So I do enjoy cutting in. It's a job where you just take your time, and when you look back afterwards and you've got those beautiful straight lines, it's worth all the effort. So yeah, I do enjoy doing that, and I'm quite good at it, I think. Probably not perfect, but I'm quite good. So yeah, first coat it covered nicely, but the second coat really made a huge difference. So I'm just putting the undercoat colour for the wood graining on. Now this is called Terrain. It's another colour bond colour, and I've worked out the colours now so that I can get the result that I want at the end without having to layer it up and do fuss around too much. So yeah, so I cut around. I overlapped the architrave and all that with the green, so then when I cut in the brown, it didn't leave any little gaps. So that's just a little trick I like to do, so that you don't cut in the green and then you cut in the brown and then you end up with little bits of white. So you can see me just taking my time and cutting that in, and yeah, it's very satisfying once you get it all done. Got my headlight on there. I've got that for my photography, but tell you what, in these dark hallways, it was a handy thing to have. So I like the picture rail done in the wood grain. I wasn't sure at first. I thought, should this be in the white, same as the arches? But once I did it, I thought, yeah, that's turned out good, so I'll continue on with that. One thing you haven't seen is me caulking up all the gaps. So all around the picture rail, down the architraves, all that, I've used no more gaps, and I've filled up the fine gaps, so just to make a nice finish there. So more wood graining. I don't need to go into too much detail there. You've seen me doing this before. But what I have done with the wood graining, I've mixed up a darker stain for the wood graining layer, and it just leaves a little bit more definition, so I think that was a good addition. So now onto the wainscoting. Just leveled this all the way around, and by the time I came back it lined up, so that was good. Sometimes you can be a bit out, but no, my level's fairly new, so it must be fairly accurate. And what I did with these strips is, you can see me with some biscuits there. I did that for a little bit, but then I decided, nah, the biscuits aren't the way to go. So what I did was, I got the bucket there has plasterboard glue in it, so I put that on the back of the strips, and then I pinned it. Now it's secret nailings, because it's, when the beading goes on, it's going to cover up all those nails. So I just pinned it on, and if I needed to pin it close to the joint to get it flush, I did that. So, and it all turned out fairly flush. I've got to go around with the sander later on, but it turned out quite good. And I've cut the beading up. I've got more beading to cut up still, but then I can come round and I can finish it all off. So yeah, can't wait to get all this wood grain. That's really going to pop then. So yeah guys, if you can let me know in the comments what you think about this green and the wainscoting, and like, you know, any comments you want to give me, that'd be awesome. Anyone who's not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because you've seen now what I'm doing to this house. This is just the beginning. So the bedroom's done. Now I've done the first little bit of the hallway, and now it'll be going boom, boom, boom down into the parlour, the dining room, and then yeah, by that time I'll be ready to start some of this major construction. So yeah, hit that subscribe, and I think you'll enjoy the videos as they come up, watching me do each bit of this. It is a build that I'm doing pretty much completely by myself. So for anyone who likes a bit of DIY, you've come to the right place, because it doesn't get any more DIY than what I'm doing on this place, because I'm doing it all myself. So yeah, subscribe, and always anyone who watches the video, if you like it, please hit that thumbs up. I know that, you know, I do it myself. You know, you'll watch a video, you'll think that was a pretty cool video, but you'll forget to press like. So do me a favour now, go and press that thumbs up button. It is really important to try and get more exposure. So yeah, if you can do that, and thanks to everyone who supported me throughout the year last year, and hopefully we'll get a whole new heap of subscribers that enjoy the channel and enjoy getting into the chat as well. So this year I want to start doing some Q&A. So that reminds me, anyone who would like to have a Q&A where you guys can ask me anything you want, and Julie and I will sit down and we'll answer the questions to the best of our ability. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see, because I want to progress forward with the channel this year and try out some new things. So yeah, I'll do some Q&A, and I've already started putting a few shorts up to try and help with things. So keep an eye out for some shorts if you want to just go into my channel and go into the shorts section and see what's in there. That'll be cool. So yeah, I hope you're going to stick with me this year and enjoy it as you go along. So thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.